Hi, this is from a book of poetry by Simon Armitage titled Seeing Stars, and to pay tribute, homage, and all that stuff, I'm going to read Mr. Armitage's poem titled My Difference. I've been writing a lot of poems lately about my difference, but my tutor isn't impressed. He hasn't said as much, yet it's clear that as far as he's concerned, my difference doesn't cut much ice. He wants me to dress my difference with tinsel and bells and flashing lights, or sit it on a float and drive it through town at the head of the May Day parade. Tell me one interesting fact about your difference, he says. So I tell him about the time I lost my difference down the plug hole in a Bournemouth guest house and had to fish it back with a paper clip on a length of dental floss. He says, that's not really what I had in mind, Henry. Basically, he needs my difference to die in a crash or be ritually amputated in a civil war. Then he shows me a prize-winning poem, one of his own, in fact, about a set of twins whose differences were swapped at birth by a childless midwife and who grew up with the wrong differences. One in the bosom of the Saudi royal family, and the other beneath the, quote, jackboot of poverty, unquote, and who met in later life only to discover that their differences were exactly the same. He wants me to lock my difference in a coal cellar until it comes of age, then take it outside and reverse over with a ride-on mower, thus making my difference very different indeed. Or auction my difference in the global marketplace, or film it getting a, quote, happy slapping, unquote, in a busy street, or scream the details of my difference into the rabbit hole of the cosmos, hoping to bend the ear of creation itself. I tell him I once swallowed my difference without water on an empty stomach, but he isn't listening anymore. He's quoting some chap who went at his difference with a pair of pinking shears. He's talking about such and such a poet who threw his difference in front of the royal train or had it beaten from him by plainclothes officers and rendered down into potting compost or wallpaper paste, or set fire to his difference on primetime national TV. And when I plead with him that no matter how small and pitiful my difference might seem to him, to me it makes all the difference in the world. He looks at me with an expression of complete and undisguised and irreversible indifference. Thanks very much. See you later. Good night.